Today, I'll show you how to restrict access to Google Forms. If you want to control who can open your form and who can submit responses, Google Forms gives you a few different settings for that. The most important thing to understand is that there isn't just one restriction option. You can restrict access by requiring sign-in, limiting people to one response, or, for some work or school accounts, restricting the form to users in your organization. Google's official form settings page shows these controls under the Settings tab, mainly inside the Responses section. To get started, open your Google form and click Settings at the top. Then open the Responses section. If you want each person to submit only once, turn on Limit to one response. Google says this setting requires respondents to sign in with a Google account and lets each account submit the form only one time. That is one of the easiest ways to add basic access control to a form. Now, if you're using a Google, Workspace work, or school account, you may also see an option to restrict the form to users in your organization and its trusted organizations. Google support guidance shows that when this setting is enabled, people usually have to log in with an approved account to access the form. That is the best option when you want only coworkers, teachers, students, or internal team members to respond. There's also another access control people often miss. If your form is shared in a way that makes responder access restricted, only people who were specifically given access may be able to open it. Google's help about permission errors explains that a you need access message usually means the person either doesn't have permission or is signed into the wrong account. If you want the form to stay more private but still allow selected people to answer, these settings can be combined. For example, you can require sign-in, limit users to one response, and restrict access to your organization if your account supports it. On the other hand, if you want anyone with the link to respond, you'll usually need to leave those restriction settings off. Google support guidance also notes that some workspace admins can force certain form settings on or off for their organization, so in some cases the options may be controlled by your admin. So, in simple terms, open settings, go to responses, and choose the restriction level you want. Turn on limit to one response for one submission per Google account. And if you use a work or school account, use the organization-only restriction to keep the form limited to internal users. And that's how to restrict access to Google Forms. Hope the tutorial was helpful. Subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video.